Hi guys, how's it going? One of the most common questions that I get asked every single time I make a video in my comment section, in my Discord server, in the Masterclass Academy, is how do I get good at fighting? And so many people ask me this every single day, and they think to get good at fighting, you need really good aim, which is obviously, you do need good aim, I'm not going to say that. However, they think you need really flashy mechanics, and you need this, pro level speed to actually be winning every single fight. And there's one player that sort of flips that on their head. You've got players out there like Shark, you've got Peterbot, you've got all these insane fighters in all the other regions who are very, very fast and flashy, and they just move quickly. And that's why people think they're so good at fighting. But there's also a couple of players out there like Fredoxy, who wins fights. He just won FNCS, he won a solo cash cut recently, and he also dropped a 25 bomb in this game that we're watching here, and he does it without doing anything flashy. And the main reason he does this is, first of all, just through, having good aim, and, having a very good understanding of how you can win aim duels and aim fights, do good peaks, as well as he just has a very good fighting IQ, which is what we're going to break down in today's video. And lastly, a crucial thing with fighting that I think Fredoxy has mastered that most other pros haven't is movement. So right here you can see he's into a classic situation, third partying, and he immediately pressures and starts fighting the guy right here who was boxed up, probably just assuming, oh, this guy's low, this other guy's building a load of space, so let me just fight this other player that was boxed up and is probably low HP. He does a nice wall replace, right hand peek, doesn't kill the other player on the double pump, and immediately here he just resets the fight. You can edit reset, tries to bait out the other player, just resets the fight, full heals up, and knows because of this he has the heal advantage. It's something you always need to be sort of aware of as you approach fights is, do you have an advantage, whether it's loot, mats, or heals, and how you can use that advantage to take out the other player. And as you can see, he's obviously got the heal advantage. This other guy is popping a med miss right here, and Fredoxy gets straight onto the walls, is kind of baiting this guy into editing straight onto him. Guy gets out the box, he gets in, and right there, literally just fails a double edit going up. No slander to Fredoxy, I'm not going to spend the whole video slandering him, but he literally does very, very simple plays to win the fight. As you can see here, other player is in the box popping a mini, he knows he's going to commit to the mini, so he's double pickaxing with the intention of grabbing this wall behind there, as you can see. So he's trying to bait the guy into opening so you can grab that wall, as you can see. Other player holds out his builds, and now Fredoxy pump replaces, spots the opponents back into this box, but crucially, now this guy has placed this wall, but he's also edit and reset. Whenever somebody edit resets something, that gives you a perfect opportunity to get in, as you can see right here, and do replace. The guy had his pump out, allows Fredoxy to get the wall, and of course, when he gets the wall, he swings all the way over behind the top right peak, so he's protected and prevents the guy from shooting back, if he was to miss his shot, or if he wasn't to kill him in that one bullet right there, just to avoid taking any trades. And you can see, now he's in a situation where he's won that fight, he took like 100 damage, and he's now fully healed up, and he's ready to third party this other player that is now getting third partied by somebody else. And once again, these fights that he gets into, he's really not doing anything too crazy, right? One nice play that he did there is he literally just fizzed up before he engaged in the fight, so he has like a little bit of a movement advantage where he can jump up and catch the other player off guard. Now this player, I believe, is a French pro, just on a different account, as you can see. Nice simple wall replace, right hand peek, and takes out the other player without taking any further damage. And he's got a very, very good loadout for key in here with crash pads, as you guys can see. Another key thing that I think Fredoxy does very, very well as he fights in every mode is he knows how to control the fight. So you can see straight out the bat of this fight, he takes height, but then gets beamed, and he immediately reboxes but maintains high ground on this other player. One big mistake that people make is when they get beamed is they play on the same layer as the other player, and even if this guy was low HP, they can very easily pressure you, cancel your heals, and they regain control of fight. The whole time, whenever Fredoxy's in these engagements, especially in solos, but also in team modes, he is either, lurking somewhere, like crouching around or something he always does, or he is actually just maintaining control of the fight. And this is something that I call, fight tempo, right? So being in control of the tempo of how the fight is actually playing out, and he does this very, very well. And of course, he's fighting some, I don't know what this guy in the bush is doing, but fighting some questionable players right here, where he doesn't actually need to do anything too crazy. Simple right peeks, changing the angle that he's peeking from over and over, and I have absolutely no idea what this other player is doing. Not giving it you the best look right there. And he takes him out, as you can see. I think that guy was NA, actually, based on his name. And now, he's back into the fight versus this other player. And as you can see, this other player right here, just based on the fact that Fredoxy boxed up and played from height earlier, he has had no option to actually do anything, and he's just instead waiting and playing nice and patient. And Fredoxy is going to get on the walls, spots where the player is, and immediately starts pickaxing. And one thing that he does when he pickaxes is he double pickaxes, and then just holds his pump out and then replaces with the pump, as you can see. So he replaces with the pump. That allows him a better timing for actually grabbing the wall. I think it's way easier to grab walls when you pump replace. And of course, he's going to cone slide. Cones out here, so the guy can't block him off, and blocks this wall very, very interestingly. Similar to the Peterbot wall place that he always does, where he's playing on the diagonal like this. Blocks that. Now the guy has got literally zero option. He wants to swing out. And something really important, guys, when you're fighting is don't stand back, right? I'm gonna make this video quite in depth. Don't stand back here and be swinging like that. Instead, you want to do what Fred does right here, where he is... Let me turn on the x-rays so you guys can see exactly what I mean. That might be useful. Oh, it is already on. Okay. What Fred does is he stands exactly close to the wall like this, as you can see, and he swings up close. He's not swinging all the way wide and back. And the reason for that is if you swing wide and back, as more of your character is exposed as the other player swings into you. So as this guy swings out like this, if Fredoxy was standing way back there on the back of the cone, even if he would be like a little bit protected, with this peek, as soon as Fred peeks, because he's hugging close to the wall, he's pretty close, as soon as he peeks, he's able to shoot the other player, and he's not going to take any damage here, except I lied, and he takes 100 damage to the face. Small mistake, but, I mean, he's able to take out the other player because he full-pieced everything. You guys get the point though, right? If you hug close to the wall, or like, 50% close to the wall compared to what most players do, you're basically winning your fights and you're trading shots without actually just trading loads of damage and getting hit 150 every single time as the other player swings out. Because when you cone slide somebody and, you put them in a situation where they've got no escape, they're basically always just going to run at you or, try to escape out the back of the box, and you get a very easy shot as they try to escape. All right, let's watch. Other players just running away, of course. Tries to go for the SMG bleed through. Again, takes recontrol of the fight and actually disengages out of fight. That's quite smart. Did not expect him to disengage. You don't see many pros, especially in, this is like his WQ game. You don't see many pros just straight up disengage from a fight, and then, obviously he's going to get extra heals and buy some more crash pads, and now he's going to re-engage. And once again, this is like I was saying earlier, is now he's re-engaging. He is in complete control of the fight. He's not like on the back foot, having to play a little bit scared because he's low shield. Now he's got this guy on the back foot. This guy's running away. Obviously a decent player as well. He's got a couple of kills already. This guy is running away. And really, really importantly, with the crash pad meta, you'll probably see it later on, is if you're able to like open the fight strongly, right, by catching the other player off guard. So right here, he catches the other player off guard. The guy is now boxing up in, fresh builds, and you can potentially also get peace on them because they're not fully boxed up. Like there, you just got the wall on the other player. There's a lot of nice plays that you can do. Oh, mechanics going crazy. There's a lot of nice plays you can do when you crash pad straight on someone, and of course you can just hit them 100. But the key thing is, when somebody just boxes up and you crash pad and you initiate the fight like this, is as you guys can see, all of the walls are low HP. So he's pumped the wall. He's now going to pistol replace it. Mongol Classic, good movement once again. This Classic, whenever you do an edit, you swing hard to the left. So the guy basically fully whiffs his shot, and he's now protected behind underneath this, and the guy gets hit with the max damage. Very, very nice stuff. Honestly, I think it's so underrated to get people out of their boxes, and then they have to fresh box, sit in a fresh box, and you have a very, very easy time of pushing somebody when they're in like a fresh built, wood or brick box, just because you can break it in, one pickaxe and then one pump. Or even right there, he pumped it and then pistol replaced it after the guy edited on him. So you kind of baited out the edit. All right, let's watch how this next fight initiates. Once again, crash pad onto the guy's head. You can see this is going to have a massive benefit because, first of all, he's going to get damage. But again, fresh builds, he's got the cone slide onto the other player, and he can just get straight in and take him out straight away as well. Very, very nice. Also interesting here, he's opting to play, only single heal. Okay, drops the crash pads for double heals. Okay, that makes sense. And again, caught the other guy in fresh builds. Very, very nice stuff. That guy was just playing like an idiot, to be honest. Nice. Right, the pressure with the triple guns. I actually think this might be the play. The crash pads are so strong, but you kind of do need double heals and solos. The pressure when you've got triple guns is, like, absolutely outrageous. So this other player had nothing, like, no counter to that. He was not, the strongest player of all time. Let's watch it back. So this guy comes over, pieces him, wall scrambles up, so he's like holding space there to wall scramble, gets the double pump, another pump as well, and then the guy just, absolutely lost. Nothing you can do against Purple Stinger when you get hit low, and he takes him out. And just like that, he's got another 3 kills, literally just from crash padding on that one player's head, and then catching all the other players in fresh builds when they're not fully boxed up. Very, very nice stuff. Let's watch how this next fight initiates. Once again, crash pad onto the guy's head. You can see this is going to have a massive benefit because, first of all, he's going to get damage. But again, fresh builds, he's got the cone slide onto the other player, and he can just, sit in a fresh box, with the All right, let's see. Spots where the other player is. Nice, good play. One thing I think a lot of people do wrong when they pressure with SMG is they like shoot like 5 bullets or 10 bullets and then stop. You can just get loads of extra bleed through on players if you're able to, you know, full spray your gun. And then now this guy's like absolutely panicking, trying to run away. A little bit risky going in the building like this. I'm never a fan of the oh, you pickaxe him. I'm never a fan of chasing somebody in a building just because there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong when you do that. I mean, that guy like was absolutely awful and he was also hit like 9 white, so it kind of makes sense, but it's very, very risky. Here, quick tip, guys, if you don't want to get W keyed, never sit in a base on a hill, because any sort of good player in your lobby is just going to know you're bad. So never do this. Instead, you know, do the zone prediction thing, or even here, just go center third, like you're basically guaranteed to pull 5th, and he ends up taking out his other player. Nice wall place. Again, nice angle as well there. Not trading damage as much as possible. And once again, crash padding onto people's heads. That guy seems kind of aware of it. Does get caught off guard. Interesting edit selection here as well. There's a 4 tile, and I bet he's going to swing through into the 4 tile. Yeah. One thing I've seen a lot of people start doing more now is as people rebox, not trying to like piece them and catch them, but instead just following them through and then hoping they don't like block something behind them, you know? Like as this guy edits through here, you can just run through and try to get a shot off. And then also you'd be fighting like a low HP wall at the back. So a very, very good, well, you know, ending fights quickly here. Because he's obviously not going crazy with piece control, right? Like, he's not even piecing anything here. He's just getting on the wall, pump, pick it, spray through, and then takes out the other player. And also, he did that phase. I want to see exactly how he did that phase. I've seen a lot of people doing this more. It's this, like, jump phase through the wall. So what does he do? Pumps. Of course, he's not just pumping the wall randomly. He's pumping where the guy is standing. So he's keeping his crosshair on the guy at all points in time. And then he's sort of looking down and then jumping up into the wall like that, and he gets through it. That's something definitely to practice. It's hard to time the like walking through the wall unless you do it with a shotgun or maybe with a wrecker revolver. Like unless you use your pump shot to get in the box. But this play where you jump through the wall like that seems much stronger. I wonder if the other player was holding it. Let me go back like a half a second just to see. Because I think a lot of the time these phase plays work really, really well when the guy's editing his cone. Because he's editing his cones. He maybe he's stuck in the blueprint edit, but I think he's holding the wall here. It's just Fred does literally the jump phase in, gets through both the builds, and takes out the other player. And of course, whenever you edit your cone like that, it's always low HP. So it's actually a very free, you know, jump in and spray through. Which is why the SMG is so good in solos. Alright, nice. Another fight opens it just by slamming onto the guy's head. And this guy makes the classic mistake of being in a wood 1x1. And yeah, you literally can't fight from wood 1x1. Like, I swear it's, especially versus somebody decent that like understands box fighting and how like box fighting fights play out. There's basically nothing you can do when you're fighting somebody good and you're in a wood box. Like you should always be in brick or a little bit more space. Alright, here it's awareness check. This guy's doing a little Fredoxy lurk on Fredoxy. Ends up disengaging. Boxes up. And then dips out of that fight. Yeah, good dip out. Again, not getting greedy. So many people when they're W keying solos, I think they need to like, you know, finish every fight they get into within 10 seconds. But here, like, obviously the smarter play is to dip out, get restocked on heals, get himself back up to like almost full HP, and then re-engage the fight. Once again, using the crash pads, you know, trying to find somebody that he can just awareness check, jump on. And even that little 40 damage, I know it's not like, you know, this guy's not going to be like quaking because he's been hit 40 damage. But as soon as you hit somebody 40, I mean, first of all, they could be, you know, not full shield, so they're actually lower. Now you can one pump them easily. But also, most crucially here, is this guy wants to play, you know, defensive and slow, right? He wants to play slow because you've hit him to initiate the fight. And now, the key thing is Fredoxy is going to play fast. He's going to double edit, gets the piece. Doesn't kill the guy there somehow. Guy's now super low. And he just SMGs walk through the wall just like that. And he gets the exotic AR. Interesting that they brought all back all the exotics, actually. I thought they were going to, like, completely remove them from the game. But they seem to have brought every single one of them back. Which is quite fun. So it definitely makes watching solo games more interesting. Right, nice. Fully juiced on heals now. Double pump as well as the mythic AR or the exotic AR. And he's going to open another fight versus somebody. I also find it interesting. A lot of these fights, he's like just straight running on the wall, pickaxing like that, and then he moves back on the second pickaxe. So he puts one big thing in fights is, you know, having the circle on the wall, so you can now do like 150 pickaxe. So he puts that circle on the wall, but he moves out the way. So now this guy is like, you know, wanting to pre-fire and shoot, and instead what ends up happening is he pre-fires, you know, where Fredoxy should be, right there. As you can see, he's not actually holding the wall, so there's no like wall grabbing or wall taking going on here. And instead, what ends up happening, I mean, they both missed their shots. But if we go back just a second before, is Fredoxy would normally win that trade because he's peeking with revolver. Like, he obviously has the right and peek. So he pickaxes, steps way back, and then, oh no, he actually peeked with the pump. So he's like peeking into the right and peek, and the guy's sort of pre-firing, hoping he'll get the timing right. So if the guy gets the timing wrong, you know, he gets hit and Fredoxy doesn't get hit. Or, I mean, sometimes also you both just miss the shots. Or what happens is Fredoxy, you know, swinging into the peak, seeing where the guy is, he can line up, you know, in a better spot. Let me go back just a second more to explain exactly what I mean. So here, pickaxes. So you guys get the point. Is Fredoxy here? He should be aiming like upper chest region on the other player, but from the other player's POV doing this pre-fire, he's just got to shoot it and hope Fredoxy walks into the shot, right? So Fredoxy has two things going for him: is he can aim a little bit better and, you know, potentially hit the shot for a more amount of damage. And then he's also got the timing factor. So the guy wants to pre-fire and then reset. And then Fredoxy, you know, can swing in after the pre-fire or as the pre-fire happens and, you know, dodge it, as well as hit a more powerful shot as well to open the fight. Nothing happens though. So we basically just spent a minute talking about non-existent pre-fire and non-existent shot. And he immediately starts aggressing from the tops. But interestingly, he's grabbing the tops. But normally what happens is you grab the tops, and then you'll see the pro like run out and grab the doubles over this way and, you know, stop the guy from reboxing. But here he just grabs the tops and knows the guy wants to come out into him. And he gets into a very aggressive angle right here, straight on the wall. Again, this guy needs to work on the aim. He does a open edit pre-fire, nothing happens. Doxy hits him 60 white as he took the wall back, pumps into the box, and takes out the other player. Let me watch that back from this guy's PV. I don't think this guy was like absolutely terrible. He just kept on doing, you know, trades. Also, one mistake is here, is they've not actually traded any damage, I'm pretty sure, but he tries to pop a big, which you shouldn't, like, unless you're going to use it to bait out, which is maybe what he does, but he, like, I don't know. I don't think this is a bad play by this guy. Like, he tries to bait out the big, but normally I'd recommend, you know, not actually popping the big and instead just holding your pump out and looking for a shot, unless you're trying to bait it. But he sort of, like, baits it, but then he just misses the shot. Like, he actually did have a good opportunity to get damage there. Then he didn't hold the wall. He also didn't edit the cone to protect himself. Gets hit for a lot of damage and immediately starts panicking here. Fredoxy does a nice walk phasing for the wall with a pump and takes him out. That guy could have won the fight. Like, it wasn't out of the realms of possibility for him to win the fight. But when you're getting third partied and you're low HP to begin with, suddenly you're like in a massive deficit as soon as the fight starts. Alright, this player chasing him. This guy's just full running away. I mean, this guy's just absolutely cooked, right? It's not even boxing up as well, bro. Guy's not watched any Fortnite in the past like 2 years if he's not been boxes straight away. I feel like people nowadays have got like so good at just reboxing and making space and playing time, right? That you kind of have to play like Fredoxy if you want to end fights. Like, he's not doing anything flashy. Like here, so he initiates the fight this way. One key thing I always talk about is you initiate the fight like that, and then you go around, or you go around like that. So you immediately have like a good, you know, exit control set up on the other player. So now as the guy goes to rebox, what ends up happening is he's getting his doubles taken, and he does a nice play, which is doing a side jump, elevated, and protected as well. It's good mechanics by this guy. Lead through pressure with the AR. Gets into the box. Gets caught lacking right there. This other guy seems pretty good. That was a good play by him. But of course, when your opponent has a slurp. And also interestingly here, Fredoxy, he's not making the mistake of just sitting in a box AFK. The guy is straight on his wall. And if you guys ever want to get like better at just controlling fights, as soon as your opponent is on the same level as you, so they come down, you know, from this classic, you know, standing up here, replacing pickaxe and whatever. As soon as they come down, you just need to go up, which is exactly what Fredoxy does right here. So he holds the wall for a second and then just double edits up, resets the fight. And now, you know, you can see he has like an advantage where he can, you know, right-hand peek again onto this other player, and he's in control of the fight. Literally all he did there was just double edit up and, you know, reset below him. And now he's in control of the fight. He's the one pressuring. He's the one who can, you know, heal up a little bit freer. versus his other player. Does take time to reload his gun, but this is probably a good play. Nice peek as well right here, hugging that. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to pre-fire when somebody's spraying in that situation, but if you hug the wall properly, it's very, very hard to get punished for that. Straight on the wall, so he pressures top, gets onto the wall right here. Holds his pump out, waiting for the guy to edit. Does get full boxed. Interesting edit as well. I've not seen that edit. So he doesn't edit and then shoots the guy's toes. That's quite smart. A lot of people, what they do in this scenario is they do like the back left to the front. And it's a good edit, but like you're still kind of exposed. This edit, if we go back from the enemy's POV, right, like he literally can't see Fredoxy here. However, he's getting his big toe shot for like, you know, getting cracked. And now he's suddenly starting to panic. Fredoxy immediately gets out the box, reloads his guns quickly. So he reloads 2 shells. So he can, you know, pressure and shotgun and replace. This guy's putting up a good fight though. It's like the best pro he's fought so far. Cone slide. And the guy misses his shot. Feels bad. That's the thing. The thing is in Fortnite is like, no matter how well somebody's playing a fight, if you just have good aim, like if that guy just hit that shot at the end there for like, you know, just one pellet hit headshot and then the rest hit body, he would have won that fight guaranteed, right? Like he actually would have won that fight. But Fredoxy, he's just confident. He's hitting the shots. He's making sure he's not, you know, super overexposed, like he's playing back on the cone. And the other player really has no option, you know, except to just take an Angel that he's, you know, with the first shot on. So it feels bad for him. I think I played that well though. Other player, disengaging straight away. Bit of aim training. Doesn't let him kill another player. This guy just full runs away. I feel like the games now are a lot more dead just because of the crash pad meta. Like, sure you can run away a bit more with the crash pads, but it's nowhere near as bad as the masks that we had in for like 1 week of the solo series. So now the games die out, especially the WQ games die out a lot more. Because if people do want to run away, they're just going to get beamed while doing it. Alright, okay, let's have a look what he does here. This guy hasn't placed the floor, which is an interesting choice, and he's also insta-healing rather than, you know, making space. What I would do, or what I'd recommend doing, if you're in this spot where you need to heal, but you're only in like 2 boxes like this, is just make space, but also make space towards the other player. One thing I like to do, so Fredoxy's coming from over this way, he's obviously jumped up, is don't just rebox backwards, right? Because then the guy can just chase you into your space and, you know, shoot you as you go through there. But make space towards them is really, really good. Like, aggressively, like, you know, build boxes towards them to give you a bit of time. Because this guy is just now, you know, absolutely cooked. He's also just holding the wall. And again, like I said earlier, guys, in this situation, just go up. I mean, you might get pieced a little bit. But what Fredoxy did earlier, actually, was... What did he do? He just edited this single back tile in case he was getting, you know, wall replaced. So you go out this back tile, and then you can obviously place the walls, and you can fight from above, and you maybe, like, crank up a little bit. Maybe then you get time to disengage. What does Fredoxy do? The guy's holding his wall. He just shotgun phases into the box and takes him out straight away. Very, very nice stuff. All right, let's skip a little bit. So this video isn't 30 minutes long of me yapping about Fredoxy walking through walls. He does get super low HP towards his endgame. Maybe he was finding somebody good. We'll see. 10 people left as well. I swear these like 10 people left games are way harder to win. Because it's like just so much easier to get third partied. Tries to grab the doubles. Other players not really letting him. There's also super shambles on Mets here. Pops Fizz as well. To be fair, we haven't actually seen a Fredoxy lurk yet. Maybe it's not as good in, you know, solos compared to team modes. But Fredoxy lurk is basically where you just crouch and then you, you know, catch up on the other player. Or like you get an awareness check just from crouching, because most people don't actually check people without using visual audio. But I swear this is like such a hard endgame to win here. Actually interested to see how he wins this endgame. No mobility. He's obviously got cat mats. Just foot rotating. Good awareness on that player right there. And that guy just crouched, so like his visual audio is still showing up for a second. Goes fully front side as well. Yeah, pretty much classic stuff. Is just in these dead games, a lot of people make the mistake of like trying to hold height and then tarp along like that, but you should actually just rotate normally. You know, ideally the crash pad, and then you like look up from front side, and then you make space from front, because that allows you to, you know, grief people. Potentially find a refresh, like some guy crouching around below him here. Potentially find a refresh, but then also you can just, you know, get to a really good spot, front side, good layer. Now, no matter where zone pulls, as you guys can see, he should have a good rotate for it. Let's see. Zone ends up pulling towards him, so he's already gone up the hill here. And he's actually going to do... Oh, he finally does the Fredoxy lurk. That's exactly what I want to see. All right, this is the whole point of this video. I'm not joking. I've just watched 21 kills to wait for him to do this. But the Fredoxy lurk is where you build metal. All right, guys. You build metal, and it's... The metal sound doesn't really make, like, an obvious noise compared to brick or wood. Like, it's not got, like, a sharp noise. So when you're up on height and, you know, you're trying to look for kills, you may be spraying somewhere, is you get completely awareness checked by him coming out. Like, this guy only saw Fredoxy because of the fact that he just turned to the left a little bit. He did not hear it, was not aware of it at all. And that allows you to very easily, like, sneak up onto people, pickaxe into their box, and get yourself into very strong situations where you just catch people completely off guard. He does go fully down to low ground after that, though. Trying to find a kill onto Smart Fart right here. These other players in this endgame look absolutely devious. Door edit by that guy. There's another crouch play. This play endgame, I swear just crouching in an endgame is so good. Because now this guy has like zero clue where he's going to get fought from in a second. And then he gets a free kill just like that. Very, very nice stuff. Doesn't get any of the loot. I mean, that guy probably had no mats left. Another crouch just to like temporarily just go invisible to other players if they're not sure where you're at. And then now, as he gets into the box, there, you don't need to crouch into the box there just quickly. Because as you can see, he's like going from there to there. So the guy's visual audio is probably like so messed up. Like it's going to be showing that there's a player behind him. And then suddenly there's like now two players in front of him. He's obviously getting sprayed from the front, which is where he's looking. So there's no need to crouch in that situation. If you were to like smack on the back of the wall or pump replace and get in from the back, that's when you'd need to crouch. But if you're like underneath somebody or above somebody, you don't really need to crouch because your visual audio is going to be like all around the other player either way. Cracks this player right here. Guy does the height. Nice. I also like how he's not full greeded height here. Like, he probably wouldn't have got this many. Even though he had the exotic AI, he probably wouldn't have got this many kills in like a 10 people moving if he wasn't playing down on low ground. Like, he got a lot of extra kills here. Now he's going to try to take out the other player down on low. Free crack with a drop down. Guy does a questionable top right peak. Damage trade straight away. Grabs the mats on this player as well. Nice. Trades, and then a very, very big thing. I literally just did an academy session like 2 days ago looking at Malibu Cup. But whenever you're in a 1v1, you can't let the other player just chill out for a second. Like, you can't just do no pressure. And this guy made a big mistake. Is rather than pressuring him and trying to drop down on the sides, right, and get a free shot maybe and keep up the fight, especially since he's got double pump, he should probably do that. Instead, he started healing up. And the thing is of healing up, yeah, sure, you get like, you know, 10 HP a second with a fizz, right? Like, it's not a bad heal to pop, right? Like, it's obviously gives you zero gravity as well. But the issue is, as soon as Fredoxy hits a shot right here, is he's taken away all of that time spent healing. And now, with that pressure, just that little shot, is the guy's basically just wasted all that extra time where he could have been getting damage. And now what's Fredoxy going to do? He's going to pop a little bit of fizz. And doesn't even pop the full thing. Again, this guy's like fully committed to popping the fizz here. And Fredoxy's trying to go for damage, trying to go for shots. And again, pressure, hits the double pump. This guy starts panicking. And another nice little fizz jump out. I do like how he fights with the fizz. Like there, he didn't need to pop the fizz, but he did it just so he can get more damage. So he can jump up layers like that. And again here, jumping up a layer just to get a free shot off. Very, very good stuff. Anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. Just quick, cheeky little plug. If you guys are interested, Zycoma, who is one of the most underrated Fortnite coaches in the world, is actually hosting the entire academy this week. You can go sign up for $9. You'll get all of the sessions for the upcoming month as well, so including like halfway through next month as well. And of course, you'll get access to all of the previous sessions that you missed out. So all of the ones that we've already hosted in the academy, you can just go sign up $9 today. You get this full Zycoma fighting week. He's going to explain exactly how to fight in real cups with loads of examples. And he's one of the best fighting coaches. I think he's actually just straight up the best. Like, there's nobody who teaches fighting better than Zycoma. He's hosting everything this week because I'm finally moving house after 15 years. And I'm very, very excited to watch these sessions. The first one is happening later today. So if you guys are seeing this video, you probably, be seeing some interesting stuff coming up with all of the full schedule of the academy. So make sure to go sign up to the academy. I'll leave a link down below. And I appreciate you guys watching this full video. And I'll see you on the next one.